Well, hello there. Welcome to our community because turning pain into power is sexy. And I'm your host, Timmésha, Miss Burgess, if you're nasty. And this video, this stream, or whatever you want to call it, is going to be on the power of mastering detachment after sex, after intimacy, after penetrative sex. Okay. As a certified sexuality educator, my part of my mission and purpose on this planet is to help evolve the emotional intelligence of women and our mental health, especially as it relates to our sensuality and our sexuality. So let's just jump right into it. All right. Mastering the art of detachment after sex. You know, if you guys have read my book, Activate Unorthodox Philosophies that Explore Anxiety, Depression, and Suicidal Thoughts as Symptoms of Suppressed Superpower, then you're already well aware and are on the path of knowing who you are and what your purpose is on this planet. And you already are aware that throughout lifetimes and centuries, the female has been taught to suppress her power. Part of our power as women does lie in our sensuality and sexuality, but not in the way that we've been taught. This whole tainted ideology around pussy power. Listen, it's much more deeper and much more profound. My merch, Pussy Power, Poose is how I spell pussy. It's because I'm redefining this idea of it. It has nothing to do with putting it on somebody and hoping that you can get what you want out of them, but everything to do with activating your internal God and goddess, integrating your yin and your yang, your light and your dark, your heaven, your hell, your beauty and your beast. It has to do with evolving your mind and your body from within, right? So anyway, part of our demise has been the suppression of the knowledge around our sensual selves and our sexual selves. Men are taught to sow their royal oats, right? I'm thinking of Coming to America. Oh, you want to sow your royal oats, right? And women are taught to wait for the one man who's supposed to come into her life, and she's supposed to wait for him before she ever explores herself sensually and sexually. If you've read some of my articles, What Else Can You Do With Your Sensual and Sexual Power Other Than Pour It Out on Tyrone, then you're already on this path as well. If you're not, then you need to subscribe over on Patreon /Our Community and get access to those articles. The first article is free. The second article will require you to have a membership. But anyway, so yeah, part of our demise has been the suppression of our sensuality and sexuality. If we don't know ourselves sensually and sexually, we don't know this hidden, demonized, vilified part of ourselves, then we will never come into our purpose in life. We will never come into our power. We will never gain confidence. We will never know who we are and why we're here. Women and girls throughout lifetimes struggle with our confidence and who we are because we haven't come into full alignment with our sexuality and our sensuality, with our sexual selves, which is truly our God and goddess, which is truly the power of creation. Sexual energy and sensual energy is God. It is how all things are created. It's how life is created, right? Through this power. And unless we know what this power is in ourselves first, we'll never know who we are. And so for me, developing myself personally, gaining mental health, gaining emotional intelligence, and continuing to evolve after gaining these components was a part of my well-being, is a part of my well-being continuously and forever will always be a part of my well-being, as it should be yours. If you're subscribed here on our community, then this is a part of your well-being. This is a part of how you take care of yourself. And so a lot of women lack emotional intelligence and mental health because we haven't learned how to be able to enjoy pleasure without being attached. We were taught to attach ourselves mentally and physically because we've been taught to wait for the one. And so, ladies, when you do meet somebody, and fellas for you too, whoever, but mostly this is for women because we've been taught differently than the men have. And fellas, I hope you are here listening to this. Maybe this will better help you understand the female principle or the female makeup. But because we've been taught to wait for the one, and we do meet somebody and you do decide to become intimate with them, you don't know how to maintain yourself individually after intimacy with that person, because now you've attached yourself because you've taught yourself to attach yourself. You've taught yourself to attach yourself because you've been taught to do that, because you've been taught to wait for this one. And so when you do have sex with somebody, you've taught the energetic bodies and your mind to cleave to this person, right? Because as women, we're said, to cleave to your husband, the husband cleave to your wives, and you become one and all of this crap. Let me tell you something. Sexual and sensual power is much more intelligent than that. And we have dumbed it down. We have made this power very, very ignorant. We've made it immature. We've made it stagnant. We've made it ignorant. Ignorant, immature, and stagnant. It's because we continue to teach it to attach itself as opposed to, so I'm going to give you a visual here. To master the art of detachment and maintain your mental health after sex, okay? Maintain your physical health, your spiritual enlightenment, your emotional intelligence. I'm going to give you a visual. So the Kundalini, you all have heard me talk about the Kundalini before. If you're subscribed here in our community, you already know what the Kundalini is and what it's about. So the visual I want you to imagine, and I want you to close your eyes right now. Imagine maybe you've been abstaining and practicing some art of celibacy and abstinence. Maybe you have decided to abstain from sexual intimacy with others because you've been exploring yourself. As you all know, I teach exploring your own body before connecting with anybody else. So maybe you've been exploring your own body, which is what I call self-worship, coming to the altar of yourself, right? And you have been exploring yourself for maybe a year, maybe 2 years, maybe a little longer. And then you've explored yourself and you love what you found out about yourself, what your pleasure points are, what turns you on, what feels safe. And you decide to connect with somebody else. And you guys decide to be physically intimate and you have penetrative intercourse, okay? What I want you to do is, as you are, this person is pleasuring you and you them, and they're inside of you, ladies, okay? And you both are about to orgasm, or you are about to orgasm, because his focus is probably completely on pleasuring you, and that's great. Receive that. And you are about to orgasm. As you are about to orgasm, I want you to imagine your Kundalini reaching out and wrapping around, because this is what's happening. Your Kundalini snake energy, okay, the serpents, right, going back to Eve, going back to Lilith. Hope you listened to my last videos. Your serpent Kundalini energy is standing upright, erect in you, and it protrudes out from you, and it's wrapping around his phallic, okay? It's wrapping around his phallic, it's wrapping around his spine, and his is wrapping around yours. So this is what I need you to do. As you're orgasming, and as your orgasm is beginning to subside, okay, take back your serpent snake energy. Take back your Kundalini energy. Imagine as your orgasm is subsiding, imagine at the same time that your Kundalini serpent energy, that snake, is uncoiling itself from around his phallic and returning back to sit on its throne inside of you. Woo! Powerful, isn't it? This is how you master the art of detachment, and this is how you master yourself. This is how you master your emotional intelligence and your mental health. This is how you detach after sexual intimacy. You are now teaching your body to have the default return to self, calling all of your power back to you. This is how you recall your power back to you. So as you're about to orgasm, right? You're feeling good, you're in the pleasure in the moment. Yes, your Kundalini snake is attaching itself around that man's phallic, his penis. But as your orgasm begins to subside, uncoil your snake, imagine it in your mind, uncoiling itself from around that penis, from around his body, his spine, uncoil it and bring it back to you. When you don't do this, this is how you attach yourself to a person, because women, we haven't been taught how to not attach. We've only been taught how to attach. And we wonder why women are the ones who have a difficult time after breakups, right? We have a difficult time emotionally and mentally. Why it takes us a lot longer, seemingly, to get over, somebody. Why we're the emotional ones, why we, are the ones crying, why we are the ones walking around with broken hearts most of the time, because men have been taught how to detach from birth. But we have not. We've been taught to attach. They've been taught to detach. So there's no equilibrium there. There is an imbalance between the dynamics of men and women, because we are being taught differently. And to our own demise. We are hurting each other and we are hurting ourselves because we are being taught about our bodies and ourselves differently. But I am here to change that. This is a part of my purpose and my mission. Only because I've been on a particular journey do I understand, and understand this for myself. I have been given knowledge by the ancient ones. And this is nothing that I've read in a book. This is nothing anybody sat down and taught me. This is all intuitive knowledge that's been given to me by my ancient spiritual guides. All right. I'm a divine mystic. I discovered this about myself when I went on this inner journey. And I discovered that part of my purpose with helping women evolve their mental health and emotional intelligence is through sensuality and sexuality, which is why I went off to earn my certification as a sexuality educator. Let me tell you something. I paid nearly $6,000 just to earn a certification, because this is how serious I am about helping to set women's minds and our bodies free. Okay. So that is what I want to share with you. I hope that this resonates. When you do decide to have sexual intimacy with someone, right? You've practiced intimacy with yourself, meaning you've been abstaining, you've been celibate, and you decide to have intimacy with someone, to enjoy physical pleasure with someone, not because you met the one. Okay, not because you think you met somebody you're going to marry. No. This is you as a grown-ass woman deciding to have pleasure with somebody else. And that's a powerful thing. But when you decide to have pleasure in between time of practicing your celibacy and abstinence, you're probably not doing this all the time. But when you decide to do it, it's because you first become one with yourself. It's because you've worked on yourself mentally and emotionally. And because you know how to take pleasure without attachment, enjoy pleasure without attachment. And this is how you do that. This is how you maintain your power and your individuality. All right. This is good for you mentally. This is good for you physically. This is good for you emotionally. And you'll start to notice that as you do this practice with whoever it is that you decide to become intimate with, and you start to recall and uncoil your snake energy at the subsiding of orgasm, you'll notice that you'll be even much more magnetic, even much more attractive, because you are in your power. Excuse me. You'll notice you're much more magnetic and you're much more attractive because you are continuing to maintain your power. You haven't given it out. You've shared it momentarily, but you haven't attached it to somebody else. It's still yours. It's still sitting on the throne within you, and nobody has taken that from you, and you haven't given it away. I hate the term when, she gave it up or you gave it up. No. You didn't give anything up. If anything, you received, because as a woman, you are a receiver. Honey, this goes deep. This goes deep. Anyway, if y'all like what I'm sharing here on our community, if you like this video, if it resonates with you, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, comment in the comment section. Make sure you donate to this channel. All the information is in the description box. If you like what I talk about, all right, if you like who I am and what I do and my power and my purpose, book me. You can invite me to come and speak at your next event, your conference, your webinar, your women's conference, whatever it is you got going on, your men's conferences. I am more than open to coming. This is what I enjoy doing. So I'll see y'all in the next cast. Make sure you get your book, Activate: Unorthodox Philosophies that explore anxiety, depression, and suicidal thoughts and symptoms of suppressed superpower. It's available in paperback and ebook, on Amazon. You can also order a copy directly from me if you'd like me to inscribe it for you. You can do that on my website, TimméshaBurgess.com. Get you some merch. Fear of feminine power is a mental disorder. Very relevant to this conversation. As well as pussy power, Poose. I'm redefining the idea of pussy power, meaning has nothing to do with pouring it out on Tyrone, but everything to do with activating your kundalini for purposes more than just one, honey. Just go get the merch. Go get the book. And I'll see you in the next cast. Ciao for now. Mwah.